Absolutely. It's a great point talking about the research. South Carolina, we have 22 grants currently in South Carolina alone.
Is that right?
That is true.
In this state alone?
In this state alone.
Wow.
Totaling over $3 million. And those grants are being held right now at MUSC, University of South Carolina, and Clemson. So we're real proud of the fact that the money we raise goes in part, in large part,
right,
to help research and work on some South Carolina.
The other great thing is oftentimes dollars that aren't even raised here come back into South Carolina. So there's dollars that are raised maybe in the Tar Heel State or in New Jersey or in other places that roll back in here thanks to the Mid-Atlantic affiliate really making a commitment to reinvest back in research institutions. Of course, a lot of those dollars may go to Duke, to Chapel Hill, to Johns Hopkins, and other great institutions in the 5-state area. But a lot of those dollars are reinvested right back here, and we need to think about that when folks are out there making it happen. But even if they aren't back here in South Carolina, they're heading out to Dallas and then spread back out all over the country to the institution that may be a little further along on possibly finding that silver bullet to fight heart disease and stroke.
That's it.
It really is exciting, Ryan. You must be thrilled.
I am.
I mean, hearing you talk about the scout experience there up in the Adirondacks is surely something that would drive somebody to get involved. But real quick about yourself, are you originally from the area?
Originally, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, really? New Jersey?
Yes, sir. Born and raised in New Jersey. And I grew up there. I went to college at Johnson Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island.
Really?
And I did, and I stayed there for a couple of years after graduation.
That's a culinary, is that right?
It is.
Culinary related?
It is. It's the main focus of the school. It's a huge culinary school. I went for a management degree, and I took some culinary classes, but I think I burnt too much bread.
You knew that wasn't it.
I enjoyed cooking, and I enjoyed the culinary aspect, but my passion was elsewhere, so I followed that. And stayed up in Rhode Island for a couple of years and moved down to South Carolina about 7 years ago.
Is that right? You've been to the Palmetto State that long. Good.
It is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, and the Myrtle Beach area, and of course to think about joining just in January and already hitting the ground running and seeing some of the dollars come in so quickly already on sponsorship, it helps lay the bed so you can really get out there and start focusing on teams and on walkers.
Absolutely.
What are some of the other things that teams may go about doing? Of course, we'll talk to Glenda later in the week about some of the things that HTC as a company may be doing, but what are some other things other than these great items here on the table that, let's say, maybe mid-sized companies or small companies would do? And if they called the 282-2931 number, you can give them information about setting up teams?
I would love to have that opportunity.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. The organizations, there's a lot of different ways to do it, and some organizations some have their own style. I know some do dress down days on Friday.
Right.
And in order to do so, it's $5 or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. And some do bake sales. Some do car washes. But the nice thing about what we do is, let's say it's an organization that's just getting started, and they say, well, Ryan, I don't really know. I'm not really familiar with fundraising. I want to get involved, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Right.
That's what we're here for. We can come and sit down, and we have these fundraising tools that we can go through with, like the Hearts, like some of the bands, and we can help walk them through the process so they feel good about what they're doing and they're successful in what they're doing.
You highlighted that survivors can be involved as well.
Yeah.
They definitely are.
Survivors are a real big impact, have a real big impact in what we do. Real powerful thing, the day of the walk, the survivors actually lead the walk out there, and we call them the red caps because each survivor gets a little red cap.
Right.
So you watch the beginning of this, and it's just so powerful. See hundreds, of these red caps walking out. These are people that have been affected by cardiovascular stroke, could have had severe heart attacks, could have been inches, from their life, and here they are out walking with us.
Right.
It's just.
That's probably very emotional itself for many of the folks out there, both the survivors and the other folks who may not be, but recognize they're there just thanks to research and other things that have happened. Absolutely. CPR and basic training there, of course pacemakers and so many other things that have come about thanks to dollars raised by the American Heart Association. What about some of the other events the day of the walk itself? And we want to highlight some of the tremendous volunteers that you've already recruited, but the day of. I know, having just joined the organization in January, maybe not anecdotally, but to what you've been reading about, what are some of the things that y'all have planned out at Valor Park the day of on October 18th?
Well, that's a great question. I'm really excited about that, and I'll tell you why. There's a lady in town by the name of Dean Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
Dean did the logistics last year.
Right.
And everybody I've talked to, as soon as I tell them with the Heart Association, say, oh, the Heart Walk last year was phenomenal. The logistics were great. It was a great... Dean did all of that last year.
Wow.
She's gone ahead and recommitted to help us out this year as the logistics chair.
Right.
So she's going to be heading all that stuff out.
Good.
We're going to have a bunch of communities, we call communities out there.
Okay.
Basically areas, and the 3 areas are going to be Inspire Change, Celebrate Success, and Create Hope.
Right. Inspire Change, right. Celebrate Success, and
Create Hope.
Create Hope. Okay. Create Hope. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So Dean will be instrumental in trying to help lay out each of those communities.
Yeah, and we're very, very excited and just looking forward to that.
So there's
magic.
Still, a lot of things that may happen in the next 5.5 months to make each of these 3 communities particularly attractive. You'll have some events for kids as well out there.
We will. That was a big hit last year. There was a gal by the name of Joy Murphy who helped us do that, and she's gone ahead and recommitted to help us again this year. So we're going to have an area just set up for the kids to do heart-healthy exercises, which I don't know too many kids that don't do. I mean, they're running around having fun, playing ball, and we're going to set them up and get them to have a blast. So, yeah, it's a good point. Is the fact that we're going to have something there for the kids. It's going to be a family event. It's going to be all ages. People can come down, enjoy themselves, and feel good about what they're doing.
Many years in the past, and I think I saw last year when it was held at Broadway at the Beach, y'all had some screenings, some area hospitals out there as well. So there'll be things for children, there'll be things for getting the walkers registered and ready for the walk to kick off. I think I saw at 9 o'clock. But are screenings going to be a part of this year's celebration day as well?
We're hoping so. That's one of the things that I'm currently working on.
Good.
And we're certainly looking forward to it, and I think that we'll be able to get somebody out there.
Right.
We're just finalizing that.
Okay, that's great. Not to put you on the spot, I know we're still almost 6 months away. So oftentimes these things are done in the last couple of months. So to know you're even working on them now is great, Ryan, to be this far away and to be nailing a lot down. You've also got some other great names. I think we've highlighted, of course, Dean Vincent and Glenda Page, the chairperson this year. You've also, I think, lined up somebody even for next year.
I cannot tell you how excited we are. We just within the last week, we've just finished this up. The chair-elect for this year, who will then be 209's chair, is Dr. David DeCenzo.
Oh, come on.
The president of Coastal Carolina University.
Wow.
Thrilled beyond words.
How did you nail that? That's amazing.
He's just a great guy, and he sees the importance of something like this, and it's something he wanted to be involved with, and just thrilled. Speechless.
I remember years ago when Dr. Engel was the chairman of the walk, and it was a very successful event, and so Coastal has had a big presence, but to see Dr. DeCenzo really committing this level already this far out is really wonderful, and he will have some active role even as chair-elect in this year's walk.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's going to be helping us out quite a bit with sponsorship.
Good.
And he's going to be helping us with the committee members and that sort of thing. We're just, again, I can't express how thankful we are to have him.
Great. You mentioned Sue Bonin, and I think Jeremy Johnson as well, a couple other folks. What's Sue's role, and who exactly is she?
Sue's a phenomenal individual. She is the general manager for McCaffrey Interest, which is Market Common.
Right, sure.
And her and her husband, Dick, are good folks, and she's going to help us out by being on the committee this year.
Great, yes.
Jeremy Johnson is an individual from Aner.
Right.
And we're very excited about that. We've actually got some Aner folks getting involved this year.
Great.
So we're excited to have them, come and help us out and work towards the cause.
Oh, yeah.
And
of course, Glenda Page is from Aner as well, with that Aner connection as a Aner. I think I saw in helping to prepare for later this week's interview that she was salutatorian of her high school class in 1980 there, number 2 there in the class.
She's a very impressive individual.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive individual.
That's a real coup to lock that down. How many walkers will you be expecting that day, or how many walkers do you all expect to average to try to make sure you get out there to hit the big aggressive goal you all have?
The walkers, we're expecting about 1,000 as of right now with the way the numbers are. We need to bring that number up. We need to be about 2,000.
Really? That many?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Boy,
sir.
Ryan, how exciting.
I know. It's just going to be, I mean, just think about 2,000 people, walking through the banners all for heart disease and stroke. It's invigorating.
Yes, that is. We just got a couple of minutes, and as you think through a lot that has to happen, what'll be taking most of your time over the next 5.5 months, Ryan, and getting ready for the big celebration day on October 18th? What will you be spending most of your time on?
A meeting with the folks, working with the folks, getting people set up with teams, giving people the tools to be successful in fundraising, talking to people about the events, what's happening here in the Waccamaw area, where we're at, where we need to be, having kickoffs. That's typically where we get all the teams together on one day before the event, and we kind of thank them for what they're doing and talk about some of the things that are coming up and that type of thing.
You all have a bank day as well leading up to the event where you'll turn the dollars in, or are all the dollars turned in the day of out there at the Market Common?
A lot of money is turned in the day of. Typically that gets to be a little congested.
Yeah.
We have a bank day ahead of time, and that's where we really strongly encourage a lot of the folks to meet up with us and get their monies in ahead of time. That way the day of the walk, they can go and enjoy the walk, enjoy the event, and go by the melting pot and get some of those chocolate strawberries.
Listen up. Dark chocolate. I see what you're focused on. You'll be thinking about that the next 5.5 months.
I will.
That is great. Ryan, thanks so much for being with us this morning. I'm sorry we've run out of time.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Ryan Hannan, the Director of Corporate Relations for the Waccamaw Division of the American Heart Association. Coming up next. I'd get these 6 words down. Get out the pen and paper. Take the time to write this down. Of course, we got a phone number, 282-2931. 282-2931. We got a website, startmyrtlebeachsc.org. Startmyrtlebeachsc.org. But we got those 3 communities out there the day of the event. The Inspire Change, Celebrate Success, and Create Hope. Think about that. Inspire Change, Celebrate Success, that big day, October 18th, and Create Hope. It'll be a special event. The 2008 Start Waccamaw Area Heart Walk, October 18th. Registration at 8. The walk kicks off at 9. 3 miles right there at Valor Park at the Market Common, a special location. Who will be there other than Ryan Hannan, myself, and a lot of others? There'll be thousands from Horry and Georgetown County. Take the time to get out there, but begin planning for it now. There's still some opportunity to be a sponsor. There's surely an opportunity to be a walker and to be an event, part of a team out there, but you got to take the time to pick up the phone, 282-2931, or go online, startmyrtlebeachsc.org. Take the time, learn more, and make a difference in the fight against cardiovascular disease and stroke. Ryan Hannan, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.